All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next episode of Cause-Driven Conversations with Carson Henry and
Andre
Toni
Anthony.
Kayumi.
and today we've got a special guest, Toni Kayumi. Thank you very much for joining us today. We're so glad to have you. Just a reminder out there to our viewers that Cause-Driven Conversations is a virtual conversation where I am at a random location and Andre is at a random location. And then we have a conversation with somebody at a totally different location. And we use the internet to have a conversation that we think that will benefit you as a young leader on your Y career, or an emerging leader, I should say. Today's conversation, right now, I'm in Rockville, Maryland, right outside of DC. Andre, where are you at?
I'm in Rockford, Illinois, just northwest of Chicago, Illinois.
Back in the office.
Yeah.
And Toni, where are you joining us from?
I am in Ann Arbor, Michigan, in the downtown YMCA in my office.
There we go. So we're all over the country right now. And today we are going to be, our goal is to have a quick conversation with an inspirational Y leader, somebody we know in the movement, and we want you to know. It's kind of our goal is to introduce you to all of our cool friends. And so today we have Toni Kayumi, who is from the Ann Arbor YMCA. And we, Toni, one of the things that the way we start is we always ask people to tell our audience, we know they can look you up on the internet and they can do the bio and they'll be in awe of you, but like, who are you and who are you really? You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Well, from a professional standpoint, I'm the president and CEO of the Ann Arbor YMCA. From a personal standpoint, I'm a mom of a 9-year-old son. And so those are probably my two priorities in life, of course, is, what I do for the movement and what I do for my family.
And probably the most important job one can ever have, being a mom.
And if I may interject here, Toni, I like to have a moment. I know you. You're humble. You're a leader in the Y movement, and to the truest form. But I want of credit in terms of you are a first. Right, and I would love for you to take a moment and just share a little bit of, I want the movement to hear from you what that means when I say you're a first.
When I'm a first, well, at this YMCA, I am the first multicultural CEO that they have had in the history of this Y. So we're talking over 150 years that this Y has been in existence. So it is exciting for me to be able to come in with the vision of a multicultural leader and be able to increase the diversity and inclusion efforts at this YMCA. So that has been something that has really excited me. It has been just a little over a year. I started January 9th of 2016. So it's just a little over a year that I've been here.
Yay. Congratulations.
In that time period, we have done a lot of new things. So we have had a welcoming transgenders workshop that we did here. We also did dimensions of diversity, cultural lenses. I have 30-some employees, 30-plus employees on my team who are working to get their global leader certification. We put up a hello wall that says hello in all the many, many languages as people first walk in the door. We changed from family changing rooms to universal access changing room to make ourselves more welcoming. So there's been a lot of initiatives that we've been doing in this year that I feel really excited about, being able to lead and change the vision and change the culture of diversity and inclusion at this Y.
I love it.
Wow.
I love it.
Andre and our eyes are just like, wow, that's incredible.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I wanted to, we went a little bit off script, but it hit me. I was like, we were there all together in Minneapolis when it got announced that Toni was going to become the CEO in Ann Arbor. And, the room erupted and everybody was very excited. More as an individual, as well as where the movement was going and the inspiration you've been to us all. So I wanted to take that moment and recognize it, but I will stop talking and turn it back over to Carson.
All right, Toni. So our next question is around your joy. So what is your greatest joy or in the position you've had as a Y leader within the Y movement?
Well, I think one of the things that's really exciting about being a CEO is you have the opportunity working in conjunction with your staff team and with your board to really make an impact, to be able to change a vision, to change a strategic plan, to change the culture of an association. And in no other role do you really get to have that big of an immediate impact. Of course, you need the support of everybody to be able to move that vision forward. But that's why I think it's even more important that we have more multicultural CEOs in the future. If we're truly going to serve the community, we need to have a diverse representation in every position, not just our frontline positions, not just our coordinators, not just our directors or our VPs or our C-suites, but also our CEO positions. And until we mirror the communities that we serve, how can we truly serve them in a really relevant and a way that has true cultural competencies?
Well said. Well said. I love it. And I will also want to I want to take a moment and give you the opportunity to tell folks a little more about the ERG that you lead. So part of this series of college-driven conversations is to continue to expose the movement to the ERGs and make sure everybody has a true understanding of that resource that is available to all of our employees across the movement. So just take a moment and tell us a little bit more about the ERG that you lead.
Sure. We're excited to be a part of all of the ERGs, and we've been doing a lot of work in collaboration with the other ERGs, which I think is great. I mean, the more we do together, the more impact that we have. The particular one that I am chairing is the Asian Pacific Islander Leadership Network. We recently changed our name. We used to just be the Asian Leadership Network, but in an effort to be more inclusive, we added the title of Pacific Islander because there are many individuals who identify as a Pacific Islander versus an Asian American. And we have a number of things that are unique about APILN. One of the things we're most proud of is our Fred Hoshiyama Scholarship Fund. So we have been able to send quite a large number of APILN staff to be able to go to different conferences and workshops, work on their higher degrees of education, help them get their certifications that they needed by having the certain classes that they were missing. And we are also now working on a trip for 2018 that would be a trip to Asia. And being able to do a service learning and professional development and mission opportunity all combined in one in 2018 that'll be led in collaboration with YUSA and APILN.
Wow, that's incredible.
Wow, that really is.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun. All right, so where do we sign up?
More information to come on that.
Okay, right. I like it.
You've got some friends. And you
absolutely.
And we love to travel, so
yes, we
keep that in mind. We definitely love to travel.
All right, so we know that it's hard being the leader of a group, and especially doing all the phenomenal things that you're doing, and for so many people across the movement. One of the things that we try to encourage for our ELRN counterparts is that they find inspiration, or they look for inspiration not only in each other but in other things. So when you're looking for inspiration, where do you go? What do you do? How do you find your inspiration for your passion for the movement?
I think there's a number of different ways, to keep yourself motivated in the movement. Some of it's in the people that we serve, seeing how we impact their lives and the positive feedback that you get from them. Other times it is just being able to see other staff members from different YMCAs through my own association, where you have contact with them and you see their excitement and you see their desires and their ambitions to serve their communities and to grow professionally and personally themselves. And that helps re-energize and motivate me. A lot of times when I come away from an Emily, I'm there as a presenter or a speaker or working in a workshop, and just seeing that energy and just seeing the excitement and all of the potential in the young people in the room, that helps re-motivate me and excite me. And it keeps me first. And it makes me want to, in a sense, break through more glass ceilings, help move the movement forward, not just to benefit myself, but to benefit the other people that are going to follow in our footsteps as we move forward. We had a lot of great role models for us in the early days, who modeled for me, and I want to be that same for the generations that follow. And I think that that's how we keep the torch lit, we keep the momentum going, and we just keep on passing that fire along.
Andre, I don't know about you, but I'm on fire. She's lighting torches.
Hey, it's Friday. Hey, hashtag Friday Fire, brother. Hashtag
There we
Friday
go.
Fire.
ELR
That's what's
Nation
going on right now.
on fire.
Yes,
That is
absolutely.
we love
People
it.
are gonna be listening to this and going to their leaders and their respective organizations and trying to light, pass that fire. And that's the whole point
That's
of
what it's
this.
all about.
Tony, so I wanted to switch gears for a second here and
Mhm.
give you the opportunity to ask a question to the young leaders in the YMCA movement. As you've done a really good job framing for us, what it means to lead, what it means to lead with passion, what it means to lead with a very diverse and inclusive mindset. Is there a particular question and not a hypothetical question, but a question that deserves some answer, because then some of our hopefully our young leaders in the movement will get the opportunity to respond to this via Twitter and other social media outlets. Just a question that you like to ask young leaders in the YMCA movement. And then when you're done with that, I do have one more thing for you, going off script here again. I apologize, Carson, but got to get it in.
It's all right. You always
Okay.
throw me for a loop.
I guess the question that I would ask is, what are you doing to prepare yourself to lead? Because in whatever role it is that you are currently holding at your YMCA, you are a leader. You don't need to have a C-suite title. You don't need to have a VP title. Whatever it is you are doing, if you are an MSR, if you are a group, instructor, if you are a coordinator, you are a leader. And so what are you doing to prepare yourself to lead in the position you are in? And what are you doing to advance yourself personally and professionally to move on to your next leadership role? So how are you preparing yourself to lead is my question.
That's a good one. And
Carson,
just as a reminder, we send this question is actually directed to be answered. So one of the things we want you out there at ELRN Nation that's watching is you got to answer that question on social media with the hashtag ELRN Nation, which is down at the bottom of the video.
and not just the ELRN Nation. I think this question is being posed to all young leaders in the movement, regardless of what resource network you're a part of, or even if you're not part of a resource network. But that's a very, very relevant question that we continue to ask ourselves, as well as I continue to ask those who work with me and work for me. What are you doing to continue to improve and prepare yourself for what's next? Okay, curveball. Tony, I told you we weren't going to do this, but I would love to get your input and your take. It's called hashtag Real Talk Moment, okay? And you may say to yourself, what the heck is a hashtag Real Talk Moment? Well, it's that moment that you say something, and I want to make sure I stick to my script here, that moment that you say something that you truly believe in, something that you've learned that is actually true from personal experience, that may or may not be provocative, especially if it applies to someone who needs a little bit of a reality check. Something we must hear and something we must come to grips with. So I apologize for putting you on the spot, but I think you got this. So this is the age of millennials, and millennials generally are all, we're all about bucking the system, doing it our way, those kinds of things. We also know what the perception is out there of millennials. We love quick wins. We're the now generation. We can always do it better, quicker, faster, stronger, whatever the case may be. In your opinion, what is the most detrimental thing a young professional on the line to extinguish the fire of his or her career before it even gets a chance to take off?
To know that the things that you post on the internet, other people can see, maybe not just your friends or the people that you're trying to entertain or communicate with, but there are people futuristically that could be delving into your online presence and finding out things about you that maybe you don't want your future supervisor or your CEO or someone to know about you. And just remember that it's not private and it doesn't go away, that a lot of that stuff sticks around and it stays. And so to be conscientious of that and be conscientious of what you say, because you are a representative of the YMCA. Oftentimes, whether you're on duty or off duty, you're known as a Y employee, and we're all wearing our tags, we're all wearing our emblems. There is a certain burden that comes with that. Yes, there is a certain obligation that we have because we represent not just ourselves, not just our family unit, we represent the Y, and to always keep that in mind.
That was great.
Toni, do you have a pen or some object next to you that you can grab like this? I need you to have a drop the mic. I need you to have a drop the mic.
Drop the mic?
Drop the mic. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Oh, put her on the spot. Told her we were going to do this hashtag Real Talk moment. Still did it. She still killed it. That's what I'm talking about.
Andre being Andre.
I thought, we don't have time, and I'm like, no, you know what? I think it's important for everybody to get that take, and I'm really glad we asked a question and you answered it that way. Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for inviting me to be a part of this. I appreciate it.
Oh,
absolutely.
We're so glad to have you. Thank you so much. Everybody out there, I hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as we did. I know we enjoyed it. Look forward to the next conversation. We'll be coming back at you. What is it? 2 weeks, 3 weeks? What are we? It's soon, right, Andre?
End of the month, I believe, on the 27th.
Yeah. So we got another episode coming. We hope you're enjoying the content we're putting out there. Please share it with your friends. Like us on the page. Follow the page so you can see the next video. Once again, we want to say thank you to our lovely guest, Toni Kayumi from the Ann Arbor YMCA. I am Carson Henry saying thank you very much for joining us today.
Peace.
Andre? Have a great day, everybody, and enjoy. Be a ray of sunshine.
All right.